Live from New York. It's a show that, admittedly,
He's so scared.
is on edge. It's a big week, and I woke up early,
He's so scared.
and I had to remind myself, I'm not playing in the game. I'm too amped up. My wife's trying to make plans for us on Saturday. I'm like, I need to be locked in on Saturday. Why? I don't know.
Can I?
No.
Yeah, Nick has lived here for years, so
two
you
years-
need to give me some advice.
That's a good point.
2 years ago, I had to go the day Super Bowl Sunday. I had to go pick up something in New Jersey across George Washington Bridge at 10 in the morning. It's 10:30 in the morning. The game is 8 hours later, and there's a little traffic on the bridge. And I almost had my first ever panic attack. I was like, what am I'll leave the car. I'll walk. Just leave it. I was like, I can get across. I'm not getting stuck here. The game was 8 hours away.
I need to just focus the entire. I'm gonna eat right there. Like, yeah, we're frying a bunch of food. I'm like, I can't eat fried food for the Super Bowl. Are you crazy? I need to eat. But we're starting with a question that has already been answered by the public at large. Out of 24 experts at NFL.com, 21 pick Seattle. In Bristol, 59 experts, 49 pick Seattle. Someone added today.
Wow.
Sports Illustrated, Brew, famous paper or news magazine of record. 10 experts, 9 pick Seattle. And we had 5 excellent superstar / Hall of Fame guests on this show. This week, each person picked Seattle. But the teams, statistically, are evenly matched. Top 5 offense and defense, both teams in the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Just 3, dating back to 1978.
Wow.
So, Brew, before you answer, because we know where Nick is leaning, I haven't made my official pick, but I think people have an idea. Before you answer, I just want to lay out what's at stake and what you mean to this show.
Oh, wow.
Every Super Bowl, we've had at least one person on the show who was a fan of a team in the game, whose analysis was admittedly colored by a mix of nostalgia and sentimentality. But Brew, that's not you.
No.
Decades of reporting from the Plain Dealer to the Gray Lady of the New York Times, you've stood as a paragon of analysis and journalism, and your opinions lend a gravitas to this show that, frankly, makes it what it is.
Wow.
So it is a simple question that I know you've thought deeply about, and we're all better for it. Nick and I think I speak for the staff and the network at large. Who you got?
Well, thank you for that introduction.
Okay, appreciate that.
You set me up.
He's the worst. He is the worst.
We're on the doorstep of destiny. It's Friday before the Super Bowl, okay? Just putting it out here, bro. On the doorstep of destiny. I've been right for a long time, but I don't want that to color your analysis.
Well, if I was going to pick the Patriots, that might have made me change my mind. You set me up again. But look, as you guys know, I've thought long and hard about this.
Yes.
All right? I have listened to all the pundits.
Yes.
You two, Coach Mangini, all the great players that we had on the show. I took notes on, what I was hearing and Wilds. It was 19-6
Well, good.
for Seattle.
Yeah.
I've even done a little bit of studying on my own, looking at schemes, looking at tendencies, game plans. Even went back and looked at some old Super Bowls where there was a big disparity in who was picking, picking one team or the other. And after all that, Wilds, I am sorry to tell you that you are not the only one who believes in the Patriots. New England, 24. Wow, Seattle, 21. Let's go. Let's go. I am down.
Why?
I am with the doorstep of
Do you want to go through the door?
No, I'm just letting you know. I'm with it. I have thought about this.
What happened?
Well, I am stunned.
I just got a feeling. No, look.
That is a lot of my analysis for the record.
Here's what I'm thinking. I think Drake Maye is going to have a great game. I think he's going to throw for 2 touchdowns, Nick, and run for 1 and
Love
be
it.
Super Bowl MVP. I think that defense of New England is going to pressure Sam Darnold and then show him some looks that rattle him a bit.
Yes.
And I think I'm not expecting a full meltdown like against the Rams the first game this season, 4 interceptions, but a couple turnovers by Darnold that give you guys good field position, and that's what enables you to score your touchdowns and win a tight
That makes me
game.
feel so much better. That feels like getting a diagnosis from the doctor. Like a good one, you know? Holy cow. All right.
All right.
Do you want me to go? I'm going to go for the Patriots.
So I text you this morning, KW.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my. Is he?
Because I had something very unsettling, downright disturbing happen to me yesterday. So last night, well, who do you say was my only group of friends?
Your friend Nacho, who is
No, I do have my
Well,
friend
the
Nacho, but
gamblers
gamblers,
Mostly-
poker players,
mostly
sharps,
gamblers.
yeah. So I was at a charity
Oh, I forgot about
poker event last night. And there was my buddy Nihar, who might be the single sharpest trader / sports gambler I've ever met. And we're standing and chatting during break of the poker tournament, and he is explaining to me all of the reasons he thinks this game is mispriced and there is real value on New England.
Value?
And he said, no, to win. And he says, I jotted it down and then I checked with him if it was okay if I quoted him on this.
I love this guy.
He said, when you really look at it, the Patriots defense is the better defense in this game.
Oh.
He mentioned a stat that you've mentioned a few times. They didn't lose a game all year when they had Milton Williams and Christian Gonzalez. He talked about how he thought they had that second Bills game in hand and then got a little conservative. And I'm standing there looking at the man who I believe might be the sharpest sports bettor I know. And I'm like, sweet Christ, sorry. He sounds just like Wilds.
This is unbelievable. I can't wait to meet this guy.
And it really rattled me. Because I'm like, Wilds, who his analysis, it's kind of like, you know, what's the cartoon where the mom's voice is all want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Peanuts.
the Peanuts or whatever.
Yeah, it's the teacher.
The teacher. That's kind of what happens when, like, Wilds is like, no, here's the data. I don't really hear that.
Yeah.
I hear, like, you know, bells and whistles.
Yeah.
Stuff.
I'm like, it
Funny
was
guy.
snowing. I just keep on saying that.
But this person, I respect their
Yeah, it's
opinion.
literally-
and
I've said that stuff.
they're saying the same things. So I paused, and then I asked myself, as much as I respect Nihar, is he sharper than me? Seattle's defense is better than New England. Seattle's coach annihilates young quarterbacks. Seattle has the only true superstar skill player in the game. Seattle's quarterback is playing the best of his life, while New England's quarterback is doing a Trent Dilfer impersonation thus far in the playoffs. Seattle played a gauntlet of a schedule. New England played the softest schedule in 25 years. Seattle 27, New England 17
That one hurts.
is my official prediction.
That's not a blowout, but it's
No, I think Seattle is
more comfortable than most people
comfortably
have.
ahead
The whole game?
most of, yes, you know, up 7 to
Kind
10
of a
throughout
dull-
the game. And that, not a blowout, not an annihilation. I respect the Patriots, but that's where I've landed.
So I respect that. And shout out to your friend, too. I would love to have him on the show on Monday. He can walk through with Brew and I. The one, I think I haven't had a lot of pushback where I think Vrabel is better than McDonald. He won Coach of the Year. No one really fights me on that. I think we all agree Drake is better than Darnold. Drake hasn't played excellent in the Super Bowl, in the playoffs. Darnold has kind of overachieved and has been a nice comeback story. I don't get a lot of pushback on that. The defense stuff, I get a lot of pushback on, where I'm like, hey, we have allowed 26 total points in 3 games. And I said, we're on pace to be like the Ravens. And people start freaking out, the 2000 Ravens.
Right.
So here are allowed under 25 points, the most games entering the Super Bowl. It's the 23 Chiefs, the 25 Patriots, the 2000 Ravens, and the 78 Steelers.
Wow.
Sam Darnold, if he has a passer rating, do you see this one? If he has a passer rating of 85, the Patriots will hold quarterbacks to the lowest passer rating ever in a playoff run. So I think our defense is better than Seattle, and I know that's I get a lot of pushback on that. To the easy schedule thing. And because people are trying to use this as like the knife in my back, like, I got you, I'm going to pop your balloon. I've conceded the easy schedule. The thing about the easy schedule is teams with easy schedules in the Super Bowl have learned how to win, and it's not iron sharpens iron, it's iron, it's you get used to winning. The 3 teams with easier schedules have won 13 games, 2 teams won the Super Bowl, we're the 3rd. Now look, maybe we'll just be the 99 Jags, but there's an argument that it's just going to be the top 3 there. Finally, we're kind of big underdogs. Is that help? Like, that hasn't been kind to the favorites in the past few years. 4-point favorites or more in Super Bowls in almost 20 years. 2-5 outright, and no team has covered. So I agree with your friend that it's priced wrong, and I am still confident. I'm going 28-16 Patriots over Seahawks. Very similar
Neither of you guys sees that close of a game.
No, I see it I have it very similar to the
Houston?
Texans game.
Okay.
Except we don't fumble the ball as much.
And they don't. I imagine you don't see Darnold melting down like
I don't think he melts down,
degree.
but I think they do get to him.
Can I push one? And I know I'm not going to move you, and I'm not trying to move you, but just one.
I'll give you a point. You want me to say 27?
No, this is the. If you are being fully honest, let me back up. Do you think the Broncos defense is a really good defense?
Yes.
Okay. So Broncos Patriots defense, at least in the same ballpark. Yeah. Okay. If the Broncos had won that game, do you think you would be all week talking about a Sam Darnold meltdown potential? Or do you think you would be talking about Darnold, your guy with 14 wins and 4,000 yards, who just played the best game of his life, shook off the pumpkin mode stuff, that this is his moment? Like, it feels like the 2 parts of your pro-Pats analysis I have not found unfair at all, and you get to wear the winner's hat of, I told you guys about this all year, I know this team. Your Seattle defense skepticism, I just think is wrong, but we'll see. The Darnold, you turned on your guy for no reason other than he's playing your team, and that has nothing to do with him. Like, I feel like you had more confidence you had the most confidence in Sam Darnold of anyone on the show. He played the best game of his life, and now you're the lowest on him.
It's less Sam Darnold's skepticism and more Patriots defense optimism.
Okay.
Because I don't think Justin Herbert just pooped the bed and that he was destined to have a 3-point game. I think that's fair.
Yeah, you got to give him some credit.
The CJ stuff with the Steelers is tough, but he went into Gillette with a winning record. He was a winning playoff quarterback, and look, did he get nervous? But I think Milton Williams, on top of you, gets you. Yeah. The Jarrett Stidham thing,
who cares?
Tough, but I was told he wasn't going to melt down. And
his high game was as high as Drake Maye, supposedly. His potential.
Oh yeah, I heard it. Yeah, that was an outlying. So look, I also think it's oddly unfair is not the word. I'm surprised it's been dismissed. That if you just set it up as the Patriots are playing the quarterback who led the league in turnovers, people don't and are now forcing turnovers in the playoffs, people aren't putting that together and be like, nah, I could still see a clean game.
No, that's
fair. What I'm surprised by.
That I think is fair. I also think quarterbacks who lead the league in turnovers often play in Super Bowls and play well. Like, turnovers the last few years have become much more verboten than they were in the past. Like we don't have to. Stafford led the league in picks the year they won, right? Yep. Peyton Manning was every year was near the league leading picks. Brett Favre every year, like
Eli won it.
Honestly, leading the league in picks now, it's not nearly as high a number.
No, it's not like you're throwing 25.
Yeah, guys used to throw.
Teams play a much more turnover-averse style these days, but we are not that far removed from great quarterback. He's going to have 2 touchdowns, 1 pick every week, and we sign up for that. So,
gentlemen, I'm not going to ask you for your opinions because I think you are unbiased. That being said, if the Patriots win, I think we actually going to have you back either way.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Let them play us. Play y'all.
Play us off,
yeah,
please.
Thanks, fellas.
But it would be cool if the Patriots won, you know? See you on Monday.
We'll head out to NFL honors, where Matthew Stafford took home a very tightly contested MVP. Here's how the points shook out. Stafford has 366 points, 24 first-place votes. Drake 5 points behind with 23 first-place votes. Josh Allen got 2 first-place votes. CMC got some votes, 71, and Trevor got 49 votes, but no first place. And then Justin Herbert got a first-place vote. So there's that. I didn't even know that was allowed. Sam,
what do you mean?
because he wasn't. I thought
No, there's no ballot. They just
finalist,
only
right.
invite. The finalists are the 5 leading vote getters.
Oh.
So it's not like that.
I thought it was you could only vote for these 5
No, you vote
guys.
for anyone you want, and then once the votes are in.
So Sam must have said, hey, I was the Justin Herbert vote. The guy had the worst offensive line in the NFL all season. Despite that, he was working miracles in almost every single game. Stafford's O-line, as bad as Herbert's, 5 minutes, he became a turnover howitzer.
I wonder how much Danny paid him.
You know.
And I like Sam.
He embodied value,
Smart,
so
he's overthinking
big on the V and MVP, their reaction to everything.
So I just want to start on the Stafford thing, and then you go because I was banging this drum all year, and I don't want it to be now missed. Stafford just made the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And I think that's really awesome.
That's cool.
If you guys remember the day after that Seahawks Rams game that they lost, I was talking about, man, if this cost Stafford the MVP, that did the bad punt return coverage on Rashid Shaheed was the first domino that keeps Stafford out of the Hall of Fame. And on a day when we were reminded how difficult it is to make the Hall of Fame, when they could have inducted 8 people and they inducted 5, Stafford, the only guy with a Super Bowl championship and an MVP at that position to not be in the Hall of Fame, Theismann, who's eligible. And Stafford, Theismann's career was cut short due to injury and started late. So I think that's really cool. And I think the right guy won. I think the vote was also as close as it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And it is crazy that if because you get 10 points for a first place vote, 5 points for a second place vote, it was a 5-point margin. So if one Stafford voter had been a Drake Maye voter, Drake Maye wins MVP. Wow.
But I haven't seen the votes, but
no, they haven't put them out.
But is there a chance Drake will?
That he
if
may
Drake
have
had a few
more,
third places,
more first
he could have.
place.
Well, he could, but I mean, you also see he beat him by 1 first place vote, and he beat him by 5 total points. And the gap between a first place vote and a second place vote in points is 5. So the logic holds. They had about the same amount of seconds and thirds. And that was the margin. And so I'm happy for him. I think it's great. And I think they got it right. Down ballot, I think, is a mess.
I think Stafford, you're saying he's definitely a Hall of Famer. It's interesting because he certainly has the reputation now of a Hall of Famer. He's viewed as one of the best quarterbacks, in recent, in this era. Now he's got the MVP in the Super Bowl. And he's got the stats of a Hall of Famer.
Yes.
He doesn't have all of the other, the Pro Bowls.
Yep.
We talked about all pros and things like that. But I'm guessing he won't be first ballot. It might take a little while.
Yep.
but his game is Hall of Fame level, so I got no issue with that. I was surprised it was this close. I mean, obviously, I thought it was a two-man race, but I was stunned. Stafford, Drake had an MVP level season, but Stafford threw 15 more touchdowns, had more yards, almost more than 300 more yards. I'm surprised it was this close. That tells me that guys looked at, and this is fair, they looked at the supporting cast, particularly your skilled players, and they said, okay, Stafford was great, but he had Puka, he had Devontae Adams, Kyron Williams, probably the best running back of the two teams, and Drake Maye had, and what we thought was an old Stephon Diggs. Kayshon Boutte, he's probably getting a lot of credit for making Boutte so good this year. So I think that was part of it. I'm shocked. Even Josh, I think Josh was clearly should have been on the ballot, but I'm shocked he even got some first place votes.
It's outrageous.
Okay, good. I was like if Mahomes won the AFC West, was in the Super Bowl, and people are like, you know what? I'm rocking with Herbert for 2 votes. I just feel like that would be nuts.
Yeah,
and doesn't have a statistical case.
So do you want to keep going?
No, go ahead.
So listen, the Herbert thing, I think we all agree, everyone except for Sam Monson and Danny. And listen, I have known Sam for, God, I'm old, 16 years now. Okay, I text with Sam.
I like Sam.
I think they do a great podcast, Check the Mic, and he is not only is he not a hot take guy, most of our text exchange is him making fun of me for my hot takes and me going back at him. I think this is flat wrong. I think that the Herbert thing, the argument all year to my ear was Herbert is not the most valuable person on his own team. It's Joe Alt. Because if Justin Herbert were out all year, Joe Alt can still be awesome. But Joe Alt's out, and Herbert, it's like now we're grading him on a curve. So that I flatly disagree with. The Josh Allen thing is, Brew, we now have 4 years where Allen got what I consider indefensible first place votes. So I just want to lay it out just very quickly. In 2020, Josh Allen got 4 first place votes. That year, Aaron Rodgers had 48 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Mahomes had 38 touchdowns and 6 interceptions and 4,700 yards. And Allen had 37 touchdowns and 10 picks. Far fewest touchdowns, far most picks, fewest yards. He got 4 first place votes. In 2022, when Mahomes had 41 touchdowns and 12 picks and 5,200 yards, Allen got a first place vote with 35 touchdowns and 14 picks. In 2023, Allen got a first place vote with 29 touchdowns and 18 interceptions. And this year, when Stafford had 46 touchdowns, 8 picks, Drake Maye had 31 touchdowns, 8 picks, and Allen had 25 touchdowns and 10 picks, he got 2 first place votes, which means there were voters that said, if it were up to me, he'd win the award. That to me is just, and I like Josh Allen. We just talked to Josh Allen. I don't think, and this is where I think the media can be Josh Allen's biggest enemy. I don't think Josh Allen thought he was the MVP this year. No. I don't think Josh, and so I don't understand.
The only explanation to me, and look, they don't give you a criteria.
Correct.
Same with NBA where I'm a voter, which they like because it spurs discussion and arguments and things like that. The only explanation for this, and maybe those other years, I think those other years you said, is that people think he's the best player in the NFL, and they vote, that's how they vote. Whoever's the best player in the league. Yep. That's the only explanation. Because
I would trade Matthew Stafford for Josh Allen.
Yeah, so, right. And so,
that's the only reason they could vote for him, I think.
Just final word on this, and I've been pounding the table for Drake but Stafford was sick all year. Probably good for the Patriots. This result.
It's not bad for him.
Yeah.
Hard to argue it's bad.
It was so close that it almost is like a little victory for Maye, though.
Oh, you think?
Slight. That was a pick 'em.
I like it. And I bet those Allen votes would go to Stafford if they went to Drake and he missed it, but it's probably for the best. Drake's like, second place, good.
One other note, last 10 seconds segment. Reminder for our show and all the shows next year that this is the one place the odds market has no idea what it's doing. That there,
MVP votes.
Yeah,
Oh, 'cause it was crazy.
with
I have a
2 weeks
crazy
left in
Stafford.
the year. No, it was 2 weeks. With 2 weeks left, Drake Maye was minus 500. Like a minus 500
yeah.
favorite never loses. And then
then
with
it
1 week left,
flipped.
it went to minus 400 Stafford. And as it turns out, any one it should have been minus 110 on both sides. It was that close. And so it's just, when we have the conversations next year, it's nobody has the MVP locked up. Like, it's just, it really is a moving target.
We are 48 hours away from what Pringles is calling the big game, where legacies will be on the line. Lots to gain, lots to lose. To find out who has the most to gain is a segment we call Most to Gain. Also, Coach Mangini is here.
Coach, great to see you. Let's get right to it, however. Number 8 on the most to gain list, the Door of Destiny.
That's huge.
It becomes iconic not only in this show's lore, but I would argue as far as furniture or, pieces of construction.
Right behind the Titanic door.
That's not what I was thinking. I was thinking in sports TV.
Oh.
It's certainly alongside, like, the table Jim Rome got pushed through by Chris Everett and those other, like
Jim Everett.
Jim Everett, sorry, because for calling him Chris Everett, he's gonna push me through the
now
table.
you're going through it.
And so the Door of Destiny. Number 7, JSN, Offensive Player of the Year, and a Super Bowl as a wide receiver. Cooper Kupp did it. That's the list.
Wow.
And the last guy who was at least in the discussion for that is the best receiver in the league to win a Super Bowl, I think was Marvin Harrison. Like the guy that we think, I know Cooper Kupp had the best year, but I don't think people said he's wide receiver 1. Think about it, like because Megatron never, T.O. never, Randy never.
I don't think he was.
I don't think Tyreek
until he got to Miami.
Yeah, I don't think Tyreek the year the Chiefs won because he only won 1 Super Bowl with them. And so
and it was the year he had like
and so I just
It's like a Deion Branch guy myself.
Me too. I was thinking Deion.
Number 6, Cardi.
Oh.
Oh wow.
Now,
Start Taylor Swift.
I mean, well, there you go. Exactly. Also, a little rumor mill saying Stephon Diggs could propose if they win. Now, Stephon Diggs doesn't seem like a proposal type of fella.
Well,
however,
he does love her.
Maybe
At the
he's
Super Bowl?
Maybe he's turned over a new leaf, or I don't know. Here's what I do know: I love Cardi B. I think her relationship with Mike Vrabel, it might not be worth a docu-series, but maybe a small little, 15-minute short I'm interested in. Cardi B, show her during the game. She's having a great time, looking awesome. Number 5, Mike McDonald. I feel like we don't know enough about him. We know he came from Baltimore, was awesome, he's young, but what, KW?
No, I agree. I don't know. I can't
And so
It seems like all football.
and
locked in.
and it feels like if they win this game, there is a potential, hey guys, why isn't Mike McDonald thought of like Sean McVay
Well, he will be.
any of these young, great, genius coaches? He just happens to be on the defensive side rather than offensive side. Number 4, that guy.
be huge for us.
It would be huge. And
Would be big.
unlike a lot of the years I was able to be covered in glory with the Chiefs, this guy really did go out on a limb. Now, I will say, there were moments people abandoned the Chiefs, but they were still the Chiefs. They were still always one of the favorites. The bulletin board was because we found one person that didn't, bow down to them.
Yeah.
KW did this when the team was 2-2. When they had lost to the Raiders.
Raiders, we were still out on the Raiders at that
and
point.
the Steelers, and it would really, now, for the record, it will be terrible for the show, but good for you personally.
Yeah.
Number 3, Mike Vrabel. You know how I know Mike Vrabel has near 100% approval rating? Mike Vrabel, and I won't even paraphrase it because I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable, but gave one of the wildest quotes I've ever heard a coach give under any circumstances.
A person.
And it was 3 days ago during Super Bowl week, and not a single topic of, are we sure he's locked in? Like, what's going on there?
Yeah.
You know why? Because everybody loves the guy. Because everybody respects the guy. The article today is about how he drinks 3 C4 energy drink pre-workouts every day and walks around the facility and says, I'm on C12 now. Maniac! But we all love it.
Caffeine in the coaching circles are out of control, Coach.
And so,
I was on 16 cups a day.
and so I do think he then skyrockets to, hey, I'm not one of these people, but for the people who think Andy Reid's lost his fastball, why isn't Mike Vrabel the best coach in the league? He went to an AFC Championship game with Ryan Tannehill, got a number 1 seed a different year with Ryan Tannehill. First year with the Patriots, win the damn Super Bowl.
4 wins to
Yeah.
the Super Bowl.
Number 2, Sam Darnold. The first guy from that draft class with Baker and Josh and Lamar to win a Super Bowl. He will, I know, this is probably an offseason discussion, should he even, demand one, he would get a brand new awesome contract, Brew, if they win the Super Bowl. And
Well, he should demand it.
yeah,
If he's gonna get
and
it.
it becomes, fair or not, the story of his career becomes, man, the Jets can ruin anyone.
Yeah.
They can.
Sorry. And number 1, Drake Maye, who the discussion's just going to be, is he the best player in the league? It's just what it's going to be. He's that young.
Does he have to have a great game for
He
that
has
discussion
to have a good game.
Okay.
They can't win the way they won the playoff games leading up to it. But if he's good and they win, that age, that pedigree, that regular season, and a championship with Patrick coming off a torn ACL and, Lamar missing the playoffs, Josh having the end of the season that he did, that'll be the discussion. So he has the most to gain. Coach, what do you think?
Look, I love this. I would probably swap Sam Darnold and Drake Maye just because Sam Darnold's journey is so different and gone through so many more hardships, and Drake has a lot more time ahead of him. The Kevin Wildes pick, I think, is excellent. I don't know anybody who stood up like you did that early, then created a prop, then kept going through the prop, and now I think we should have the prop made into like little necklaces if they win. There you could have like a little pendant or something.
If you saw my Etsy search history.
Oh, I'm honest.
This guy loves doors. It's like little doors.
I probably would replace Cardi B with John Schneider, and here's my thought process on that is, so John Schneider went through and he had Pete Carroll and they had the 2 Super Bowls, which was great, but then he was willing to move on from Pete Carroll and he took a chance on a young coordinator, and that was a big chance. And then not only does he do that, but they move on from Russell Wilson, then they move on from Geno Smith, and now they take another chance on Sam Darnold, and that's worked out as well as he could have possibly hoped. And then the other part of it is you can get a little bit of revenge for the game that you lost against the Patriots the last time. So for me, the way that he deserves a lot of credit for the decisions that he made, which were hard decisions, and he's made really good ones in those hard decision moments.
And to your point, Coach, he now has made 3 Super Bowls, none of which with, at the time, star quarterbacks. Like, it just great rosters built. Russell Wilson turned into a star. He was year 2 Russell Wilson when they won it, was not considered a superstar, even year 3 coming off the win. Darnold going into this year, like, those were the story of all 3 Seahawks Super Bowl teams since he's been there has been, man, this is an awesome roster. So that's, I think that's
I think if they do end up selling the team, he becomes as valuable an asset as anything if they win the Super Bowl for whoever the new owner might be.
Great point. With that said, it's a TV show, so I want to put Cardi B on it instead of John.
Yeah, way more fun.
Fair.
Way more fun.
I'm going to go with Cooper Kupp
I like that.
because I think the Patriots going to pay so much attention to JSN that could open things up for Kupp. He already is the MVP of Super Bowl 56 with the Rams. He's one of 8 receivers to ever be Super Bowl MVP. If he were Super Bowl MVP,
that would be wild.
He'd be the only receiver ever to be a 2-time Super Bowl MVP.
It's on the
and
board.
I think it's possible. I'm not necessarily predicting it, but I'm not because I'm picking the Patriots. But it is possible that he could have a huge game. And Coach, you were saying recently the number 2 receivers have
gets
been
a lot of action.
big games. So yeah.
Quick, before we get to most to lose, if Josh McDaniels wins his 7th Super Bowl ring, what are we? Oh, is he going to Canton as
Hall of Fame as an assistant coach? I think it's on the table.
So here's my only question, because he wouldn't be his 7th as an OC. Because the first 3, he was not the OC. He was way, and he wasn't even close to the, like.
No, he was my assistant in one of them.
Right. And so.
Then he
I can
moved
never tell
offense
because sometimes
later on.
guys didn't even have titles. There's
So that's what I'm saying. So this would be his 4th title as offensive coordinator, which is remarkable. I mean, that's really good.
Pretty good.
But you insert him with Drake Maye, and you get what you've gotten this year. It's pretty compelling.
All right.
It's getting to Dante Scarnecchia level.
Little sugar, little spice. It's time for the most to lose list. This one could be extra long. It's only 5.
It's only 5.
It could be a
Number
dozen.
5, and this one makes me sad. I like this guy, Joe Burrow. If Drake Maye wins the Super Bowl, Joe Burrow's just not going to be in your top 5s anymore. Just not. Josh, Patrick, Lamar, Stafford, Drake. That's got to be it.
Fair.
And it's
hard to
again, I like Joe Burrow. I don't know that I even think that's fair, and maybe he doesn't care about top 5s. But on these shows, we care about that type of stuff, and he hasn't lost his corner of, hey, I'm an AFC quarterback not named Patrick Mahomes who's made a Super Bowl, but all of a sudden he's sharing the corner. And now he could lose it entirely in that regard. Number 4, sorry, KW.
Oh,
It's on the board.
If the Pats lose, we are going to be hearing something like this from Chris Collinsworth. Mike Will Campbell. And it's not going to be good. It's about to be a circle. You're going to see small arms, and it's not going to be great. And so Will Campbell, to me, has played like a guy who's going to be a really good guard down the road. They drafted him at number 4 to be their franchise left tackle. He's got a big job in front of him this weekend, and a lot of the Seahawks' path to victory goes straight through Will Campbell. Number 3, this one's rough. J.J. McCarthy. Man, oh man, if Darnold wins the Super Bowl. I didn't want to emphasize it too much because he was so good with us on the interview and so kind with his time. But Justin, America, go back and watch Justin Jefferson with us and just see what he's saying about why he's the best receiver in football and what he's had to deal with and the different things.
He said it nicely.
He said it nicely, and none of it was wrong.
And he supports
He supports him,
but-
and he's being honest. And he said he'll never air out his quarterback in public. All those things, which I thought was really cool of Justin Jefferson. But J.J. McCarthy was already going to be under a ton of scrutiny. If Darnold wins the damn Super Bowl in his first year in Seattle, and JSN is one's Offensive Player of the Year, and it's like, man, Justin Jefferson, what happened?
yeah.
I'm as surprised as anybody. Number 2, Michael Jordan.
Why?
I knew he was coming. You knew it was coming. I'm surprised he doesn't want number 1.
Let's just say Drake Maye wins the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Greatest athlete ever to come out of North Carolina. Well, let's see. Tail of tape through 2 years. They both went to North Carolina. Both 3rd pick. They both 2-time Pro Bowler All-Star through 2 years. That's good. Top 3 MVP. Drake Maye did it. Did Jordan? No. Playoff win-loss record. Drake Maye 4-0. Michael Jordan 1-6. Yikes. Series wins 4-0. Titles 1-0. As Brew, as you would say, a guy's not a Hall of Famer yet. He's on a Hall of Fame trajectory. Yeah. He's not better than Michael Jordan yet. But he's on a better than Michael Jordan trajectory if he wins. That's a tough one.
Jordan was hurt his second.
And that's not even best ability is availability. And that's not even incorporating Lawrence Taylor, who might be like, I'm already the best North Carolina athlete. And number 1 most to lose.
I don't have a lot to lose.
You have everything to
I
lose.
have silver medal.
KW?
I have locked up the silver.
KW, here is the problem with that. That could have been the case. And this is your moment, and this is your day, and we're all happy for you. But, as Coach would say,
Our day,
if you do any self-scouting after a Patriots win, you'll be like, man, I was cocksure and right.
Yeah.
And if you do any self-scouting after a Patriots loss and review the tape of the last 10 days of shows, you're going to be like, yikes.
What do you mean by that?
Blowout.
Your brand of, you know, the incredibly handsome, likable guy,
Yeah.
you have taken a turn to the, for some reason, not quite as handsome jackass.
I don't think it affected his looks.
And, well, you know, he's not smiling as much.
I'll tell you
it's
what.
a furrowed brow more. And so I'm just supposed to lose, KW.
I didn't realize how difficult it is and how much of a burden it is to be right about something. And to have to fly in the face. You know, I'm like Ryan Gosling in The Big Short. It's like, look, I'm right. But it's challenging. It's much easier to be like, you know what, I'll be number 77 of 79 people picking the Seahawks.
Can I ask-
It's hard. It's lonely out here.
Can I ask you a
Thankfully, Brew joined me.
I'm with you.
There were a lot of people in The Big Short who were right and flying in the face of conventional wisdom. Why did you pick for you the one guy who's just devastatingly handsome?
I love Ryan Gosling.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.